Hi, everybody. Welcome back to My Intelligence. Today, we're doing another episode of Day in the Life. I'm here with Jonathan. Jonathan, could you run us through a little bit about yourself and your position for this summer?
My name is Jonathan. Jonathan Zacharias. I grew up in a small town in Vermont in the States and came to Toronto for school as I'm a dual citizen, and it's a lot cheaper here. So this past summer, I've been doing partnerships coordinator for the partnerships team at Scotia Wealth Management. And essentially what we're the back office that helps the liaison between a retail referral coming to wealth. So if you're, let's say, somebody who banks with Scotia and you have above, $750,000, my team is going to set somebody up to talk to you and get you referred to a wealth management branch at Scotia.
That's really interesting. Awesome. And could you tell us a little bit more about what you did as an intern in that department?
Absolutely. So I would say like a day to day, you log on in the morning. So I was virtual this summer and, running through emails for the first hour or so, just closing up tasks from the day before. And then we would usually have a team touch base right around lunch, either a little before or a little after. And that's when the work would start to pick up. We would, on any given day, I would either be doing some kind of analysis of our numbers and our, so the team that we support are the wealth management consultants, or WMCs. And these are the people who are making these referrals. We track a lot about them. So both their territories, their close ratios, what percentage of the clients that they bring over actually end up getting closed. We track all kinds of stuff like that. So I was running a lot of data analysis this summer on them. So a lot of what I was doing was, creating job aids, directories, really helping these two teams kind of mesh. And so a lot of fun, a lot of variety, no 2 days were the same for me.
That sounds great. And could you tell me about the nature of your job as an intern? Was it more on the analytical side, a little bit more mechanical?
I was hired based on the analytics. They were looking for someone who could crunch the data, but because of the just variety of things I got to do, I found that there were times where the job was more creative than I would have anticipated or expected, giving me a lot of leeway to, create things. I was editing a website for a while, but I would definitely say that, if you were to, let's say, apply to be a partnerships coordinator, you would probably be expected to be more analytical.
That's so good to hear that you had some creativity aspects into the job, because we don't really get that in our field.
Absolutely.
And when do you usually started your day and when did you end, and what was the workload like?
I was a very traditional 9 to 5. I logged on at 9. I woke up at 8:45, turned on my computer, and I logged it off at 5. My team was very, very flexible. We had a lot of work. It was a pretty high performing team, but there was no expectation, at least for me, to be there past 5, to be logged on. And one of the nice things about working from home is that you actually do have the opportunity to kind of get your work done faster, on your own time. So I was probably working, 70% of that time, and then I would be able to take my dog for walks. I'd be able to, relax, work out during the day. It was a really good summer for that.
Yeah, it's really good to hear that it was a very well-balanced lifestyle, because with other people that I've been talking to, they've been working till 10 p.m. and that just sounds very scary. Awesome. What did you dislike or hate about the job?
Not being able to see people. I can't blame the job for that, but I really, a big aspect of your summer internship has to be networking, and I had to, work twice as hard to get some FaceTime with people because, there was no FaceTime. So, lots of virtual coffee chats, lots of, kind of slugging through that, trying to work into people's schedules. And that was kind of, less than desirable, but honestly, it was a pretty easy job. I didn't have too much on my plate at any given time. And even when it was, I had a lot of support for me. So I had no complaints.
Awesome. And what did you like most about the job?
My favorite thing I got to do was when we wanted a way to track all of our WMCs and the sales that they've been doing in each business line across Canada. And we wanted to break it down by region, district, and then even branch. My manager really didn't have an idea of how he wanted this done, so he just gave me the project, and that was really, really awesome for me, because one of the things I wanted to do this summer was develop my Excel skills a little bit better and develop my coding, and I was able to create this model on my own time that we now use to track these things. Created a dashboard, got to use Tableau, all these things that I wanted to learn this summer, I got to do all in this one project on my own time.
And did you learn all these things on the job or beforehand?
So I would say my Excel was pretty, solid beforehand. I probably could have done most of what I did this summer before, but definitely all the Tableau is new. One of the really cool things about working at Scotia, at least, is we had access to LinkedIn Learning, and we could, for free, and we could learn anything we wanted. So I took a lot of Tableau courses throughout the summer. My manager really didn't mind if I just put into my calendar, like, this block of time was for me to learn. So I would do that a lot of the times during the day.
That's really cool. It's so good to hear that Scotia puts so much emphasis on the learning and growing on the job.
Oh, yeah.
And does it ever get stressful or overwhelming? And if so, how do you handle the stress?
I would say there were 2 weeks where I really did feel like I was kind of drowning at work. And both weeks happened to be the weeks that my manager took off. So, he's a great manager, handles a lot of the work, and it really starts showing when he's not in. What I ended up doing when it got to be just, a little bit too much is I would try to make a list and figure out, like, time priority and difficulty priority, and try to knock things out that I knew I could just get out of the way right off the bat. So the one thing I would say that would, like, add to stress is if something was hanging over my head that I know I could have done, but I hadn't done it yet, that would eat away at me while I was doing anything else. So just, taking a step back, taking a couple of deep breaths, and then, like, just grind out that stupid thing you have to do. Don't promise too much, work as hard as you can. And that's you're going to be rewarded for that, but don't go pretending that you're going to be able to do 10 hours of work in 5 hours, because you're not. So, be honest about your time, be respectful of yourself, and that really helped me.
Yeah, it's so important to be self-aware and know your skills and how good you are with your time management skills. Yeah, that stuff's really important. Definitely something I need to work on. What characteristics should a person have who would possibly be in your position for next summer?
I think that for me, what was so great about this position was that as somebody who is interested in going into wealth management, I'd like to be an advisor. I wouldn't want to do that role again, but what it did give me was the opportunity to learn about all of our wealth management business lines. So if you're interested in wealth management, but you don't know what you actually want to do, or you don't know where you would want to be, I think that this kind of a role would be perfect for you. If you're analytical, if you're pretty good in Excel, you'll probably do okay in this job.
And finally, John, what is the one piece of advice you have for students who would be taking on this role?
Speak up in meetings. You have one summer to give an impression on some people who have the potential to affect your life very strongly. It's really about having real conversations, showing up, and taking full advantage of it. So if you have a hard time speaking up, definitely work on that. Practice your public speaking, practice your presentations, and take pride in your work.
Did you spend time with clients at all, or was it all internal for you?
It was all internal. So for us, our clients are really the retail banks. What we sell them is a referral to wealth. I didn't do any, like, strictly Scotiabank client facing work.
Got it. Okay. Well, thank you so much, John, for doing this with us. I definitely learned a lot, and I hope you guys did as well. If you want to know about how John landed the job and went through the recruitment process, be sure to watch his land the job video, and we'll hope to see you next time. Bye.